light for you in dark places when all other lights go out.
Hey guys, this is DCHL Walker, and this is
DCHL Devin, and welcome to another episode of A Light in the Dark. And this is our question and answer videos where we take the topics that are posted on these videos and we go ahead and go into answers about them, and then we also have another segment where we go into the One Ring forums and the Last Alliance forums and pull off topics that are in the news in the Lord of the Rings community and talk about them. So this is a little different than the GBHL one, where instead of doing it once a week, we actually do it a couple times a week, just divvy it up rather than having a single hour-long video. It might be a little easier on time to watch these smaller segments.
Yeah, let us know if you like the smaller segments. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, we kind of just one big long one.
If you do, comments below.
Absolutely. So I guess for our first question today, we actually have what is it? Well, I guess we could. Clint Whitney.
Yeah.
Is he says, "Hey guys, like your content. Your view on Strength 2 bows is interesting. It's rare out here in Chicago. Apparently, we've raised up a storm about this question about
we take straight 2 bows in all our games.
Yeah."
So, and, I have a great example. This is why I take string 2 bows. Alright, I was fighting against dwarves the other day, and I was playing hunter orcs. Alright, I take 33%. You can take up to 50 in hunter orcs. 33% is pretty good.
No, you can take 50%.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying 33% is good.
Oh,
you don't
okay,
need to take more.
Yeah.
Alright, so I was running, it was King of the Hill mission, so get on top of the hill, hold it, whoever has the most people there will win. Here comes along the Dwarven Defender, right? The guy that always gets to do the free charge, free heroic fight. It's the Dwarven Defender, right?
Free heroic fight every single turn. No. It's a shield bearer.
Shield bearer.
Yep.
All right. He had 2 shield bearers in his army. I can't remember what the character he was playing with. Anyways, he had 2 shield bearers. So
probably Balin. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't remember. Anyways, but this is what I remember about the fight. Here are my hunter orcs. I actually don't want the shield bearer in hand-to-hand combat because he gets that free heroic fight. He runs into one hunter orc, no big deal, right? But he gets that heroic fight. So what do? I, being evil, shoot into hand-to-hand combat, hoping that I either kill him or my own guy. Most likely it's going to be mine. I killed mine, negating his heroic fight. Instead of losing most likely 2 models, I only lose 1. So I'm playing at attrition. But the best part about that game was I actually killed the dude, the Dwarven Defender.
The shield bearer.
The shield. Why do I think it's the Defender?
He's terrible names.
He has a giant shield. That's why. So I killed the shield bearer with orc shooting in 1 round. Yeah, it's worth it.
I mean, this is one example of where you can use it in evil. As far as bows in general, I actually play an Arnor Force most of the time. That's one I go to, or Hobbits. I actually have a full Hobbit army as well. I honestly, Strength 2 bows, when fired in mass, they really do some serious damage. Even if you need like 6s to, I mean, 6s are kind of tough, 5s are generally ideal. But yeah, I mean, they can actually do some damage, especially against smaller targets.
Yeah.
I guess his actual question, he says he's taking Morgul Knights for fun, but he can't manage them in Torment. Now, for those of you who don't know, Clint Whitney is actually another Chicago player who actually has played with the Lord of the Brown Ring,
yep.
And they're out in that Chicago community. And he also agrees with Lord of the Brown Ring that Morgul Knights shouldn't be used in a, they just suck. And
I think we already kind of answered this.
In our last video.
Check out the last Light in the Dark video. It actually goes into we talk about it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to mention was we are going to probably do a battle report very soon about how we would use them in a match. So just look out for that soon.
And Rivendell Knights.
Yeah, and Rivendell Knights as well. So other than that, we have what's his name? Timber Robin.
Sounds pretty close.
Yes, and he says he has a really important question about Sauron. Can he use his might to raise his final fate point given to him by the ring? Because if he can do that, he's basically undefeatable.
Yes.
Yeah, he's basically undefeatable. So,
I wouldn't want to use my might for that. I might keep 1 just in case, but if they get you down from all 5 of your wounds, and they get you to 1 wound, you're going to want to use your might for other things. So channeling the exposure thing.
The chill soul.
Soul.
That's probably what you're going to use your might for more often.
Fight.
You could just keep one in reserve, like, oh, he's about to die, let me be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
He can use his might. Oftentimes, by the time you have defeated his defense 10, 5 wounds, all that crap, or whatever defense is, you're not going to have much might left.
No.
He's already a huge point sink, which means you're not getting many other captains either. So he's going to have to spend his might. It's very rare where you're going to have that one available for him, especially if you use him correctly.
My suggestion is don't roll 1s.
Yeah, just try your best not to do that. And that's a really good tactic in this game. Roll as few 1s as possible.
That makes you win a lot more.
Helps you win quite a bit.
Not unless you're fainting and you need 6s, but you roll 1s, so you get to re-roll them. And
that's the only time I'd say roll a 1.
Or just roll a 6 to begin with.
But yeah, to answer your question, yes, you can use might.
He actually has another question. Actually, the next 3 questions are from him.
Oh, awesome. All right. So we're answering all the rest from Tibber Robin. This is a huge one. I also have a question about the best way to use shooting. He has a dwarven force with a couple dwarf archers.
12.
12 to be exact. Yeah. And he mostly plays against Mordor, and that army runs a pretty high defense. Main units are Moran and Orcs. So is it smarter to concentrate the bows on the Moran and Orcs or the captain or perhaps the Witch King or Shamans? This is actually a great question.
Yes.
And just to throw mine in real fast, is when you're dealing with a Defense 6 army, don't fire at them with Strength 2 bows. I wouldn't even fire at them really with Strength 3s unless you have no other choice.
Well, if your opponent's not running any bows, allow him to come to you, so shoot him.
Yeah. You can fire at his ranks, but I'm not saying don't shoot at him. I'm just saying don't fire at the normal men. When your opponent is all Defense 6, let's say you're playing against a Dwarven army, fire everything you have into a shield bearer. Fire everything you have into a captain. The reason why is because the roll to hit is so hard that when you get it, you want to celebrate. You don't want to be like, yeah, I killed an 8-point dwarf, and I fired my whole army. No, that sucks. Just fire everything you got into the captain model. So in this case, yes, shoot everything in the captains. And this is the one scenario where I could say that you should use heroic accuracy if you have available might. Probably you least use heroic action in the game. You should use heroic accuracy to fire past their units. Let's say they hide a hero, fire past them and just tear up their captains. You're not only killing might and stand fast. I mean, the advantage is obvious. The only time that you're not going to do that is if they're hoarding out like units that could be killed on 5s. Hunter Orcs, Hobbits, Moria, whatever. And in that case, yes, take down the army itself because you need to whittle them down.
Now, you actually list out several things that you have options for. The orcs themselves, the main army, the captains, the Witch King, and the shamans. So obviously, shamans are most likely going to be casting Fury, which would be a pain in the butt. Honestly, if I were you, I would pour all my shooting as long as I could into the Witch King. He only has 1 wound.
Yes. I mean, that's all
you take him down.
Lucky shots.
That'll hurt his army so much.
Yeah, I think
I would go after him.
Here's the only thing: you have Strength 2 bows. No, you're dwarves. You have Strength 3 bows, so therefore you have 6 and 4s to wound the Witch King.
Not on regular warriors.
Actually, it is the regular warriors. The Rangers have long bows, which are Strength 2, but the regular warriors have dwarf bows, which are 18-inch Strength 3. And of course,
they have normal bows.
The dwarf warriors have the dwarf bows.
Okay.
Yeah. So they will need 6 and 4s. If you get a 6, just imagine if you get that 4. It's like you might as well. When it's already hard enough to kill them on 6s, definitely just go the extra mile.
And you only need heroes. What, 2, 3? You need a lot actually.
Yeah, and killing the Witch King's an awesome feat anyway.
Yeah. He has a lot of fate too.
So next in line, of course, is shamans. That's what all your bow fire should be concentrating on. Once his army is crippled, then you can go after the warriors in close combat.
Yeah, take out the shamans. Get rid of that fury.
So the last question he says he also has a question about the Witch King of Angmar. His upgrade of will and fate is under special rules.
Yep.
So does that mean Floi Stonehand can negate it, and therefore the Witch King would only have 10 will and less fate? No. Okay, so this one is actually a weird question because a lot of people have asked questions like, well, can you take away Mumkill's ability to trample, or his ability to stampede, or whatever? Can you take away what's his name, Tom Bombadil, and take away his special rule of being invulnerable. A lot of this comes down to technically the answer is yes, but it really has no in-game effect.
This one we actually figured out that it's no, and the reason being is this happens before the game, and it's a points cost for the Witch King.
Well, that's what actually I was meaning. But when I say technically the answer is yes, it's under the special rules. Technically you've taken it away. But it doesn't mean anything because it already happened. It just simply occurred before the game said, and that's what Walker's getting into.
Yeah, so... Yeah, you already spent the points. It makes the different point cost. Should it be actually under the special rules part? No. Should be under his point costs. I think it was just more of a typo type of thing. Yeah. You got to remember how old these books are. They haven't been updated in forever.
And that's actually where we get into other ones like Tom Bombadil. Can you take away his invulnerability? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But you're not doing it. It's question marks. So how do you win him? Like, where's the reference on the chart? You know, other things like...
it's Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, and so some of it's even FAQ'd. Like, I think the Moment Kill actually got FAQ'd.
Yeah, the Moment Kill got an FAQ.
Yeah, so... but yeah, basically... I'm going to tell you now, in almost any tournament, we were on the answer would be no. I think almost any tournament you go to, it's such a... Because the event already happened. It's not this active special rule like a banner or something.
Or like the Aura of Terror from the Ring Race.
Burly or whatever.
Burly.
Yeah.
Any of the ones in the special rules section in the rule book, those ones you can negate. And then there's so many other special rules that all the characters have.
Yeah.
Like the... Umder's banner ability, you can negate that.
Yes. So, I mean, yeah.
There's lots of options.
It has to be something that's actively working now. And that's generally what you can take away. So, yeah, it's one of those, technically, yes. Does it have any effect? No.
No. Yeah.
So, that's to answer that. And
that's all
we're going to actually go into the next part of our video, which is we pull questions from the One Ring and the Last Alliance forums and just what's going on in the general community. And we go ahead and talk about that. So, for our first question is from a One Ring user named EMRE43. And he asks a question about Dane Balin and... what is it, Bane? No, Dane, Bane, and all the other guys from the Battle of Five Armies movie. And whether or not we'll get them or not. Now, obviously, we most of us in the community kind of know the gist of this. We're still waiting for Iron Hills Dwarves and a lot of the evil models to come out. And they're asking pretty much whether we'll ever get them or not. Now, I know I've covered this in a previous video, but might as well just cover it again since we know it'll be asked. Because this is actually a pretty popular topic online. What is happening with that? And here's what my guess is Games Workshop still has 2 years left on their license, in which case they have to... I've heard this from store managers that they have to produce a certain amount of models as per their contracts, which makes sense. I mean, this is something even movies do, like Marvel leases out its movies, but they have to produce a certain amount each year to produce revenue and whatever, because you don't want them to sit on a license. So it makes sense that they'd have to do that. So they have 2 years left on this thing, till 2017, and there's no movies coming out. And you want to produce models that you know for a fact will sell. Well, why not just wait until 2016 and 2017 when you have to produce models and produce something for those produce those models basically during that time. Yeah. What do you think? You think it's pretty sound logic?
Sounds good.
All right. That's what I would do as a company, as them, especially if I'm expecting this game is not selling well as my main game. Is I'd just wait. I'd be like, all right, sell the Iron Hills Dwarves next year. And whatever. If they don't sell, then we've met our quota. And we expect them to sell because these players are obviously screaming for it, so let's hold off. Why throw it out there immediately?
Yep.
So it's unfortunate they're playing that game with us. But we have to expect that's what they're doing.
They're a company. They're there to make money, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it is. If they never come out, then we will handle that as such. People are already converting models, trying to come up with rules for them. In fact, if you're interested in it, on the DC Hobbit League website, there is a set of rules where the community is kind of working together to create, fan-made supplements for the Battle of Five Armies units. So definitely check that out. In our
do we have Rams on there yet?
Yes, actually, yeah, that's on there too. They even have like stuff that you wouldn't even
Rams.
thought of, like the refugees. They have rules. So
those would be like Hobbit stats.
pretty much. They are like hobbits that can't fight in combat. They treat everything as terrifying, and they run away. Yeah, it's
that makes sense.
And if the model already has terror, I think they like can't charge. It's funny rules. So
they're just really scared.
Yeah, definitely check that out. It's funny. So yeah, that's pretty much our guess on this whole Bane and what's happening with all the people of Battle of Five Armies.
Sounds good.
So our next question is from a user named Greenwood, and he asks about help on dealing with evil armies using the armies of men. And he says he's going up against a Mordor Isengard combo in the month's time, and he's bringing an alliance of Numenor, Arnor, and Minas Tirith. And in this, he says that he's going. It's a 1,200 point match. First of all, that's like massive,
awesome.
Siege level almost, and he'll be meeting a combination of hard-hitting phalanxes, Saruman, Grima, multiple ring wraiths, including the Witch King Undying, and Khamul, and at least a Fell Beast. And yeah, he wants to know how to deal with that. Well, okay, so pretty much at 1,200 points, you can bring whatever the hell you want, and it's ultimately going to come down to a really long game of tactics.
Yep. I would bring a trebuchet with that many points.
Sure.
That'll take out a fair bit of guys.
I prefer bolt throwers personally. If I had the choice between a trebuchet and a bolt thrower, yeah, but it could bring you down a chunk. But he wants something. First off, the obvious answer: you're going to want to bring your heavy hitters if you're around.
Yep.
What
do you think?
Numenor is obvious. Elendil and Isildur both are awesome. Here's why I wouldn't bring Isildur, though. You are fighting way too many ring wraiths. If that ring is a problem. Remember that when the ring wraiths use Compel, they can force you to take on and put off the ring. So they can really kind of screw with you in that way because they can make you roll like low results, and he'll turn evil. And
Yeah.
Yeah. So Elendil, probably the better pick. If you are going to use a Isildur, then just be aware of that. As far as Minas Tirith, Boromir. Obvious pick.
With
white flag. Yeah, give him the flag.
Lantern.
Do that with Fountain Court Guard, and you now have a Fight 5 main line. So
as good as elves.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. You know what? Why not? Still bring the Damrods and the Baragons and stuff like that.
I would bring Faramir with some rangers.
Yep. Just you want to shoot them to death.
Yes.
Grima, such a pain in the butt.
Devote a model to having them stick behind your battle lines.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Just surround Grima.
Yeah.
Make it so he can't move. You have so many models, you can afford to just drop a couple to go. And
just have a couple archers sit back there so they can still shoot.
Yeah, and there you go.
Deny him from moving anywhere.
Yeah, he'll charge you, but he can't cause wounds. You back up an inch, and you repeat the process.
Unless he wants to become evil finally.
Yeah, exactly. Which would be stupid at that point. Arnor, Arathorn is probably the best bet. Oh, Halbarad with the banner. Bring that. That's like an auto pick. Halbarad with the banner. Do you know what he does?
Not off the top.
Well, for those of you who don't know, it's he passes all courage tests. All models within 6 inches of him pass all courage tests.
And he counts as a banner within 6 inches.
Exactly.
This is the guy you fought me with the other day, right?
That's the one I was...
That I killed.
Yeah.
Just make that note right there, guys. I killed him.
He does really well, actually, in all authorities. He's a must pick.
Yeah, definitely in this force.
Yeah. Also, just to be a complete butthead with Arnor, bring a lot of rangers to the north, and I guess you can do a lot of one drops.
Oh,
and
you could do actually a little really cool because rangers to the north can take
4 rangers. Well, they make 4 rangers ignore the bow limit. So what you would do is you bring Arathorn with like 12 rangers, and then you bring a couple rangers to the north to make them act as if they're not carrying bows. So that's it's kind of weird. They changed it the way it works. So.
Yeah, that'd be good. Ranger to the north. Simple, cheap.
Any that you stand out to you?
I'd put him on a horse.
Oh yeah, I would too, but it's hard to get those
move.
models because you have to convert them.
Convert them. It's not that hard.
Yeah. I used Rangers and Rohan Cav.
That would work.
Yeah.
I was thinking Ministerial Cav, but
You don't want to be armored up. Oh, well,
Yeah.
they don't have armor. Yeah, the horses don't. So
the horses don't. But the legs would look, if you're going to use the legs and then chop off Ranger top of torsos to do it.
Either way.
Yeah.
So any heroes that stand out to you? Other than
Prince
the ones I
Imrahil.
just named.
I'd bring Prince Imrahil in some knights.
Oh, well, I guess, are you using a fiefdoms? It doesn't say he is.
Yeah, but they're part of them, technically. If you are.
They're technically separate lists, because he specifically states Minas Tirith.
Yeah.
And that is literally a faction within the whole Gondor section. So,
They're not fiefdom.
I'll assume you're not using that for this one. But yeah, just bring your heavy hitters. Now, as far as what to do against them individually, that is way based on tactics. That's a lot of magic. I'm going to let you know. So, hard-hitting phalanxes. I'm going to assume you're talking about an Isengard phalanx. This is where you bring Fountain Court Guard with Boromir, the White Flag.
Oh, yeah.
Stop
So
the phalanx. You will now bring a phalanx of your own. My opinion, bring in a fiefdom's force, put pikemen behind them. You now have 4 attacks plus banner, so that's 5 for a reroll. All at fight 5, you're going to crush through his phalanx.
And strength 3, right?
Yeah, they're all at strength
strength
3,
three,
so
yeah.
yeah, you'll need 6s, but you have a lot of attacks there.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you should be fine. You're going to need to have fiefdoms if you want the heavy hitters. Another option is siege weapons. You could. I'm personally not a fan of the trebuchets. You can
It's
do
just
it.
inaccurate. That's the problem with it.
I personally like bolt throwers with swift free roll. Yeah,
That is nice.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
nice.
You take a bunch of them, and you can pretty much start to mow down troops, and you have the points to do it at that level.
Yeah.
You'll mow down the phalanxes pretty fast. I mean, they're going to start to fall apart, especially if you have a phalanx of your own. Saruman and Grima will probably blast through your phalanxes.
Yeah, sadly, Sauron does do that. And the ring race will just drain your courage and will.
There's not much you can do.
Not against 3 at least. Ugh, that's nasty.
I mean, they're going to drain you up. The best thing you can do is...
And 1's going to be on a fell beast, so the bolt thrower would be good at taking out a fell beast.
Yeah.
Want to deny him that.
That's true. Siege weapons could knock that out. It's preventive.
I don't see them. They probably. He doesn't say if they're using any cav of their own, so they might be a foot type troop.
I think it's basically an Isengard force with a bunch of ring raves in it.
Right, with the Mordor added in to have all the ring rays.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing a hard to hit. He's playing a pretty harsh list.
So, some cavalry on your side will give you the advantage to outflank them, bring down those numbers faster, get them to 25%, so you can pull that off. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean,
it's good, man.
You're pretty much at 1,200 points. It's gonna be a bit difficult. In fact, actually, before we stop at this question, a lot of people say, all right, recommending bringing some low point troops to deal with the ring wraiths. I actually agree with that, to tie them up. This is where I said Damrod and Baragond. You can just kind of throw stuff at them, just tons of stuff, just mob them with stuff. At this rate, they're going to be really small compared to you, especially if you have a lot of men you're bringing in, which it sounds like you will, because all your units are cheap.
Warriors Minas Tirith.
Dude, all of them are spammable. Everything you have is like 8 points. So, yeah, you're going to spam quite a bit more than him, especially if he's bringing an Isengard Phalanx. I mean, a lot of other people recognize that you're oh, Malbeth the Seer. Completely forgot about him. Yeah, bring Malbeth. You're definitely going to want him because you're going to suffer probably from black darts and stuff like that.
Sadly.
Others say Halbrod's great. Yeah, I mean, this is... Oh, Galadriel. That just kills ring rays. I know, she's try to bring her in. So, if you cannot bring him, then Galadriel... If you could, then Galadriel's awesome. If you're willing to go that route.
Technically, according to the lore, no man can kill a ring wraith. So you got to take women.
Yeah, exactly. You have no choice.
You don't have a choice at all.
I think that lore only applies to the Witch King, which is even more important.
Well,
so if you're not bringing Arwen or Eowyn, you should bring Galadriel.
So, who they're afraid of to begin with. We all saw The Hobbit, so...
And
she's awesome.
Everyone else is pretty much recommending the same thing. Now, later on, you talk about...
Radagast.
He's considering Radagast, Knights of the White Tower, Alfred.
Don't
I
forget,
feel like that's so cheesy. So, but
don't forget Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey or White?
Given his list of considerations, I don't think he intends to use a lot of magic. Don't bring King of the Dead. I don't even think that's.
They have,
and he says Gildor. Gildor won't help at all.
I would take I would take some Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Throw them at like a troll or something.
Yeah. So yeah, this is just options, but in my opinion, I don't want to pick on Galadriel. That will shut down a lot of his magic. I mean, really, she's anti-magic. God, I mean she's awesome. So that is our spiel. Now we probably spent a lot on that question. So we'll go ahead and end it at this, and we'll go ahead and see you guys next time. If you didn't see your question answered, just post it once again in the comment section below these videos. We will go ahead and review all the videos. You're going to see us post again later on this week, and definitely keep watching, and we'll keep you informed.
Bye, guys. We'll miss you.